Here's what's coming up on September Conversations with Archbishop Joseph Kurtz. As we begin Season 5, we catch up on what's been going on during the summer months. The Archbishop and Cardinal Dolan prepare for a visit with the Pope, and the latest on Catholic schools from Superintendent Lisa Schultz. Conversations for September start right now. And welcome to the start of Season 5 of Conversations. We're in the month of September, and Archbishop, it's good to see you back.
It is good to be back, and is it not Season 5?
It is Season 5 already.
That's hard to believe.
I know, it's gone by rapidly.
Yeah.
I trust you had a good summer.
I did. I sure did.
Very good. Our surroundings look the same on the air. They sound the same on the radio, but we are in our new home here in Studio 3, and it really is nice.
It's comfortable. It's
it
very,
is indeed.
very comfortable.
And we have our first studio audience, and we want to welcome the Becker family to us. Archbishop, would you introduce them to us?
Oh, I sure would. First of all, I want to say a great word of thanks to the Beckers for being here. Monique and Don and their family are members. You're members of St. Francis Xavier Parish in Mount Washington. I want to welcome you as well as your children. I know that Monet is in college, and thank you for being here. Ariel and Dominic are also in grade school at St. Joseph's in Bardstown. And so thank you all. And I think Gabrielle is already back to school.
She's back at Moorhead.
Back at Moorhead. So welcome and thank you for being here.
And after the show, the Becker family will be joining their pastor, Father Dale Cieslik, along with Archbishop Kurtz, for a nice lunch at Amici's in Old Louisville.
I love lunches.
I understand that. Archbishop, a whole lot has been going on since our last show. And let's start with talking about Pope Francis, and particularly his time he spent in Brazil at the World Youth Day.
He really took the world by storm, hasn't he?
Really, early on, and has continued.
Many things. Of course, every Holy Father is going to have special gifts. They said that Blessed John Paul II, that gift of hope, in which he was an actor, in a sense, in the best sense of the word, on the world stage. Pope Benedict, the teacher, and the gift of faith, and now, in a very special way, the gift of charity. All three have had faith, hope, and charity, but in a very special way, there is such a symbolic movement to our Holy Father. How many people have been touched by his call and his actions for a real tenderness of mercy?
But I think people can relate to him because he seems approachable.
Yeah, well, he was a parish priest.
Yes.
He was a priest who worked with the very poorest of the poor. His commitment to life from the moment of conception to natural death, his commitment to the poorest of people, and also his great commitment to making the church come alive. One of the biggest phrases that he's used, that I'm actually going to be talking throughout this year to our priests and to anyone else who will listen, is go out. It's the notion, don't wait for people to come to you. Go to them. Yeah. And that's probably going to be one of the greatest hallmarks. I'll be meeting with him, along with Cardinal Dolan, on October 7th when we're in Rome.
That brings up my next question. You and Cardinal Dolan are packing your bags.
We are.
You have an appointment with the Pope.
We are. Of course, Cardinal Dolan's the president of our conference, and I assist him as vice president. And we'll be going, I think it's October 2nd, but we'll actually, for a week, we'll see our Holy Father, I'm grateful, that Monday, and then we'll be visiting the heads of the various curial departments. We do this in anticipation of the plenary meeting of bishops that takes place every November, and of course we'll report, if you would, on the very important things. You won't be surprised to know we're going to be talking about our efforts with new evangelization, even some of the challenges, issues related to religious freedom, within our nation and actually throughout the world. And then questions are very specific questions about movements of people and sometimes the painful things of parish closings and parish beginnings. So it'll be an exciting time for us in many ways, but also it's very, very important for us to be in good dialogue as part of the Universal Church with the Holy Father and those who assist him, and then to connect with our local bishops.
Closer to home, we have, since last we were here, 3 new priests in the Archdiocese.
What a gift, huh?
Yes, indeed.
How many dioceses can say that they have 3 priests ordained? Father Steve Hendrickson was ordained in February, and of course Father Nick Brown and Father Chris Lebecki in May. And also I ordained Deacon Adam Carrico as one of our deacons. We're really blessed with good young priests, and you know how many seminarians we have?
No, give us the number.
We have 17.
We haven't had a number like
Now,
that in
I would like to say that
many years.
17 is a great number, but when you meet the individual seminarians, we had a retreat that they did actually on our Holy Father's words from a parousia back in August, and I was really impressed by the quality, the sincerity, the desire to grow in holiness, the desire to reach out to serve others. I say to the people throughout the Archdiocese, get ready. We have some very fine priests, and of course, we've had a tradition of very fine priests in the Archdiocese.
Now, at the annual Presbyteral Assembly, the priest talked about, among many things, new evangelization.
Yeah, they did, and there's so much that we could talk about. That was, I was about to say, way back in June. I mean, it's not all that long ago, but it seems so long ago. We had some very, very practical, hands-on conversations with the new evangelization. The theme really had to do with what does it mean to have a pastoral heart, so we don't become simply administrators. And then a new theme that I began to introduce last year comes from our Holy Father, and that is, what does it mean to go out? We say that the center of the parish is the village fountain. And so the parish is not simply the church. We need to go out where people are. And of course, the Eucharist, the Mass will always be the source and summit of our life. But we can't wait for people to come to us. Christ went out, and he calls us to go out to others. So we need, I guess without being preachy or pushy, we need to be darn creative in the way we reach out to others.
Well, about 2 minutes before we head to break, let's talk about the spring meeting of the bishops. This tends to be more of a retreat, but still there's things on the bishops' minds that you discuss.
We were in San Diego. I've never been to San Diego before.
Beautiful city.
It is. Oh, it's a beautiful city. And every 3 years, the bishops' meeting in the spring is a retreat. You're right. We did, because of so many business issues, we did have to have within that a little business meeting. Of course, we talked about religious liberty. And a lot of times, I just say to people, any who are viewing, many are lulled into thinking that these are not real threats, but the threat to religious liberty is real. And we don't want to lose a gift that's precious to our nation. And I advise people to go to our websites. And I know you're going to
resource there. Yes,
you're going to be showing things, because literally situations change each day. But we need to make sure that all of us, beginning with myself and yourself, but all our listeners, are well up to date or well educated, so that we can act appropriately as good citizens to preserve religious liberty within our nation.
And we're going to continue talking about something we talked about last year, and we're going to continue in about a minute. Tell me about Why Catholic?
I am delighted. This is what I would call a plug. We are just beginning a new season. People who've been a part of it will be happy to know that this one is on the creed, breaking apart what we say when we say, I believe. And even people read who've not been part, it is so self-standing that they can call the parish and begin even now to be part of Why Catholic.
I'm looking forward to one of your teaching segments on that topic here on Conversations.
Excellent.
Archbishop, we take a break here now. Already the time flies quickly on Conversations. We're glad you're along with us, and we invite your participation too. You can send along your comments, suggestions to conversations archlu.org. We'd love to hear from you at any point. We take a break here. When we come back, Archbishop Kurtz is here with the Superintendent of Catholic Schools.